Welcome to another episode of the Piano Ninja Tricks podcast. Hi, I'm Lisa Spector, your piano ninja. I'm here to make everything easier for you so that you feel like a piano ninja. Lots of exciting things going on. First of all, I'm preparing for a Chopin. It's either going to be a mini course or a mass series of short master classes. That's going to be the first week in June. And if you want to sign up for that, go to pianoninjatricks.com. In the process, you'll be receiving my Piano Ninja fingering tricks, and then I'll let you know when I have the details about the Chopin Piano Ninja, the Piano Ninja Chopin tricks. Also, next week, I am preparing to give you ways to work with me. Listen clearly. I am not making this up. I'm giving you ways to work with me for less than $5 a month. Less than $5 a month. I'll be announcing that next week, so also go to pianoninjatricks.com and you'll be hearing about that. Can't wait to help you become a piano ninja. So I'm going to share a really simple piano ninja trick, another really simple piano ninja trick, which is practicing backwards. Not literally backwards, but sections backwards. I equate it a little bit like if you were doing, let's say, 10 push-ups. Psychologically, it's easier to count backwards because you're going to get to the one. Then count forward is easier to give up. So I have been doing a really interesting project on Instagram. I've relearned the Chopin F Major Waltz. I haven't played it in at least 30 years, maybe 35 years. So it really wasn't that familiar to me, but I did, it was on my program that when I competed in the International Chopin competition in Poland. So I knew it well at one point, but it's just been a lot of years. So it's been fun to relearn it. And I just wanted to give myself a challenge. Not that it has to be a race, but I just wanted to have fun. And I wanted to see if I could relearn it in an hour. And I did, but I tell you, I did not do it in 1 hour together. I did it in a way that was easier, which was 3 20-minute sections. 20-minute practice sessions. I had planned to do it on consecutive days, but my schedule's been a little abnormal, so I was not able to do it in 3 consecutive days. So I'm talking about 3 20-minute practice sessions over a period of 10 days or so. So on Instagram, I posted that, and then on Friday, I'm posting the part 1 of the final performance of it. It's not perfect yet. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect, but there are a couple of sections I'm still going to work on further to clean up, but I wanted to show you what I could do with 1 hour of practice time and a piece of music. And this is interesting because what I remembered is that when you're working on something that's new, one of the advantages is if you know the Piano Ninja tricks, or let's say you just know how to practice smart, and you're starting with a new piece and you're not bringing in any poor practice habits, you're going to learn it faster. But when you bring something back from your past, there's one section that I don't know, it's just, I never quite mastered, and it just, like 32, 34 years later, it's still, the messiness of it is coming back to me. So here's what I did that I didn't know back then, which is I practiced it backwards. And it's the opening. So after these chords, it's got this running section, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not that it's hard. I just think I had some leftover poor messiness in there, kind of. So when I play it forward, it just seems like it goes on forever. And what makes it challenging is it's easy to lose the beat. So when I practiced it, I purposely kind of over accented the downbeats. I don't want that because I want this long line, but I wanted to, the rhythm is always the most important thing to me. So rhythm comes first. So I wanted to really make sure that I really knew where the beats were. So I did that. But then after just a couple minutes practicing, I thought I really should practice this backwards. So I took it in 2 measure sections backwards. It's a 8 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's an 8-bar section. So I'm going to do 2 bars from the end. I'm applying other piano ninja tricks that I use all the time instinctively, which is cyclical rhythm. In other words, I'm going to do those 2 bars. I'm not going to stop and put my hands in my lap and I lose the beat. The beat's going to still keep going. And I'm going to go, what I talked about last time with reinforcing. So I'm going to do small sections of repetition with reinforcing. So just the last 2 measures. And I always want to end on a beat. You never, ever, ever, ever want to end between beats. It's because then if I end in between beats, I've got this section and I got that section, and then I'm going to have a gap between the sections. I want to avoid that gap. That's how you avoid the poor practice habit that helps you accelerate. So just the last 2 measures. One more time. I'm going to do that probably 3 times. Rhythm is still going. More time. So that feels pretty good. So now I'm going to just go 2 bars back, and I'm going to do only 2 bars, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to add the 4 bars. Again, I'm in cyclical rhythm. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go on. So now I'm taking the last 4 bars. So I had this section and I had that section and putting that section together before I add the beginning section. Time in cyclical rhythm. It's a little messy. I'm going to slow it down. And I'm not judging myself for being messy. I'm just, it's information, and what can I do to make it easier? Always comes down to this. How can I make this easier? Slowing it down is one of the ways. And it's still a little sloppy. So it's this measure, so I'm just going to target that measure. One more time. So now the 4 bars, and it went well. So the beat's still going at cyclical rhythm, but I'm going to reinforce it so that I remember it tomorrow, and it just stays in my body, or the next time I practice. A little sloppy, it's okay. I'm going to slow it down. Still, that measure is a little tripping me. So I'm doing less of it. It's another way to make it easier. Do less of it. I'm going to put that together. And again. One more time. One more time. So that's feeling a lot more confident. I'm going to go back 2 bars, and I'm not going to do 6 bars. I'm just going to do 2, landing on the downbeat of the next bar. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to go on, so I have 6 bars. And then if I were off camera, I would do that probably 3 to 5 times. Then I go from the beginning. But I did too much of it. And now I'm going to go all the way through. I'm starting with the wrong fingering. That's right. Oh, it's a little messy, so it's okay. I'm going to slow it down. More time. Could be a little cleaner, but that's how I would practice it. I don't edit my videos. It takes too much time. So really you get the real thing. Like I'm not sitting here, oh, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to do it perfectly. I don't care about doing it perfectly. Perfectly isn't an interest to me. I do care about getting it cleaner and making it better, and I know it can get better with a little more time. But in other words, I'm not just showing you what's perfect. I'm showing you how I really practice and what shows up messy and how I don't judge myself for it being messy. It's information for me of how to make it better. So practicing backwards, practicing sections backwards doesn't work for any section. It works for sections like this, like long running sections. Sections that are kind of tripping you up, that just feel like, just try it. Like, would it be easier to practice it backwards? It always is. And so just any section that's kind of like challenging you, see if that works in small 2-measure increments backwards. So hope that helps. So this is again after 1 hour total. So 3 20-minute practice sessions over 10 days. So like, cause it's just, my life has been a little abnormal lately. So, I had hoped to do it 3 days in a row and I didn't, and it doesn't matter. It was almost more interesting because I was practicing in a way that I still retained it. This is not quite ready for performance. There are places that are still, I want to clean up. They're a little messy, but this is just showing you what I could do in 1 hour time. And it kind of gave me an idea. I might even come up with how to practice in 20 minutes, because I don't know about you, but as life goes on, sometimes there's less and less time, and we want to, like, you can get a lot done in 20 minutes. I promise you. So that might be another topic for another episode. So I'm going to play this through, and again, it still could use a little more time, but this is where it is after 1 hour. So the Chopin F Major Waltz, Opus 34, number 3. So there you have it. The F Major Waltz, relearning it with 1 hour practice time. Not perfect. There's still some places to clean up, and I will do that. So there's some places, all of these. I'm going to spend a little more time under tempo and pulling up the notes, feeling like I'm pulling them up. One other really easy piano ninja trick I want to show you, which is just when you're jumping with both hands out, if you rewatch the video, you will notice that I don't look right to left. I'm looking left from this place where I have the, like, 1, 2, 3 octaves each out. I'm looking from left to right. It just makes sense. It's how we write language, unless it's Hebrew. It's how we read music. I always practice with the bass first. I always read chords from the bottom up. It tells me what the theory and the harmony is. So it just makes sense of I look from left to right, and I don't wait for the left. I just looking as I'm going towards that F, and I'm looking to the right. There's not a ton of music you can apply that to, but when you're jumping out, that happens a lot in Liszt. A lot of Liszt etudes have a lot of jumping out as well. So hope you enjoyed that. So stay tuned, because I'll have more information next week about the Chopin master classes I'm going to be doing in June, and also ways for you to work with me directly, getting help with the music you're working on for less than $5 a month. Not kidding you, so stay tuned for that. If you want to make sure you're the first to know, it's coming out Wednesday next week. Sign up at pianoninjatricks.com. You'll also be getting my free fingering piano ninja tricks, but I'll let you know in those emails how you can work with me for less than $5. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Lisa Spector, your piano ninja.